I want to welcome all the listeners. I want to share something that happened to me this summer 2015. I had a vision of the last German emperor, and it was the year 1914, and I saw him riding on a horse, and I was looking upward, and it was quite a view, and I saw riders being with him, and all of a sudden I saw the earth give in, and the horse was trying to keep itself from falling into that deep, dark hole that opened up. But there was no way. It was a horrific view to see the sliding of the people. And it was Germany falling into the deep, dark hole of World War One. But then I was given the perspective from a bit backward, and I saw this white bridge crossing over. This was meant for a righteous remnant to cross over. And then I saw the landing strip of that bridge, and it wasn't very wide. And after that, another bridge started, and another ditch started. And it was very deep, it was dark, it was massive. And that was the Third Reich, including World War II, which was horrific. But there was a path for people to cross over that didn't have to fall into sin and follow that path, even if it might cost their life. I didn't see all the details, but God provided for a way to remain righteous. I don't know how many people crossed over there. God knows. What happened was, at the end of that second bridge and the second ditch, there was another landing strip. And to my surprise, it wasn't very long. There was another deep, dark ditch. And there was another bridge crossing over. And then there was another landing strip. And I asked the Lord, what's the third ditch? I mean, about World War I, World War II, the Nazi regime prior to that. But I didn't know what's the third ditch. And then I felt it's people trying to gain freedom, trying to break free. There was such a disaster with World War I, plus World War II, even being way bigger. And so many people were in bondage. And now people try to break free. But the means how they try to break free was not the freedom that God offered, but many choose to try to liberate themselves on their own. And that didn't work. You can't liberate yourself without God. And so people went into even greater bondage. They tried to liberate, but it of course didn't work, and many were in that deep, dark ditch. But then there was a landing strip, and the landing strip was that was interestingly was 70 years after the end of World War II, and it was 101 years after the beginning of World War I. And so we're talking about the year 2015. And if you look in the natural, what has changed 2015? Why is there a landing strip and not, why didn't the ditch continue? Why didn't that continue and the end of the bridge? And then I saw something very interesting. I saw an event take place. The event was Awakening Europe, that's about to start on July the 9th, this summer. So the vision was given prior to that event. And then I saw another thing. I saw angels being next to me, and I felt myself being up in the air, maybe 33 yards, that's about 30 meters above ground, and they were about to land. They were ready, and I was looking downward. We're ready to land on the soil of Germany. And what are they landing for? They come to take back Germany and let it fulfill its calling. They want to see that Germany can fulfill what it's actually called to do as a nation. And so I saw three things that Germany were called for. So the vision changed. I saw a map of Germany, that was the first thing, and I saw white arrows going into all directions. That is, the good news of Jesus needs to be taken into all different directions from Germany. It wasn't cultural export. These were white stripes, not gray or anything. They were arrows going into all directions, clean. And that's a first calling. And there were things like that in German history, the Moravians and the Moravian movement. But I want to talk about the vision now. And then I saw a second thing. It was that Germany is to host God's glory. That's really needed here. And then I saw a third thing. I saw that Germany is supposed to engage into spiritual warfare to liberate people. This nation is called for war, but not against people. Not where people die, but where people are being liberated. There has been some liberation through German initiatives that took place in Germany. We look at the Moravians. We look at the Reformation that partly succeeded and partly failed. But God wanted to use Germany to liberate people and to wage war against wickedness, against demonic forces. God is calling that nation for spiritual warfare. And the enemy has misused it with the two world wars and other wars previously. But God wants to use that calling, or God wants to use that nation to liberate not only with people within, but even beyond the borders of Germany. And then I saw this event took place at the end of the 101 years, and that was the Nuremberg awakening. So we went there, and what happened was, it was absolutely amazing. Not that I had these expectations because I had these visions, but I was even surprised when I went there. I mean, I believe God would do something good, but when I was in the stadium, looking down, the first night, that was July the 9th, all of a sudden, I saw this angel come and appear on the scene. He was walking. He came from the platform where the speakers are, and I saw this fog coming from there, and it didn't look like natural fog. I was looking and caught my attention, and then I saw this huge angel. He was maybe 33 meters high. He was about as tall as the stadium. Anyway, he was very tall, and he looked like a giant, and he walked like that. And then he said, "We have come to take back Germany." So I knew he was not alone and was a massive angel of the Lord. And when I heard him step on the ground and the earth shook, then I was given a vision on the Zeppelin field, which was right across the stadium. That's the place where Adolf Hitler used to gather hundreds and thousands, estimated 200,000 young people year by year, and to address them, to mislead them, to misuse the calling that is on these people and lead them into the absolutely evil direction. And so I saw the earth crack open when the angel walked on the field of the stadium. And when the earth cracked open, I saw this huge demon come out and flee because he heard the sound of the angel of the Lord stepping on the ground. You're welcome to watch us again on the YouTube channel Visit Heaven.